Hello there everybody. This is just a quick video to make sure that people who hold EOS have registered the Ethereum wallet address properly and generated the correct key pair in order to make sure that their funds are safe when the mainnet goes live. This video was actually brought to my attention by another YouTuber called Investing with a Difference. And it seems like what's happened is it says on this site here, EOS Authority. Now, these guys have been really good. They're a block producer candidate for EOS, and they've got a website which allows you to actually check your Ethereum wallet address, and it tells you how many Ethereum you've actually, how many EOS tokens you've actually got in there, and also whether you've registered your Ethereum wallet address properly for the EOS mainnet launch. And the article they've put on your blog says we saved $10 million of EOS from hackers. Now, I think what has happened, I mean, you can read all of it here. But I think what happened is there is a key pair which was generated, and of course, with all the confusion about how to register your Ethereum wallet address for the EOS mainnet launch, there seems to be some confusion as to actually how to do this. I'm not the most technical of persons when it comes to blockchain or cryptocurrencies either, but you know, the process of registering your Ethereum wallet address for the mainnet launch is actually quite simple. And if you go on the EOS.io website, on the crowdfunding page, it actually shows you exactly how to do this. Now, it seems like some people might have fallen victim to this, I don't know what you call it, whether it's a scam or whatever, in terms of generating the proper key pair, and people might have actually used the wrong key pair in order to register for the mainnet launch. So I think the problem came about when these guys, says here, they were running a program to fetch relevant information for the EOS ICO from the Ethereum blockchain, and I think they found something fishy. They discovered something odd in the data that when obviously they found it, they alerted Dan Larimer straight away to make sure that he knew about this. And I don't think this is anything at all to do with EOS. I think it's just to do with people's naivety, and also maybe due to their own sort of lack of technicality of how to actually register the Ethereum wallet address for the EOS mainnet launch. So it says here, the issue: while running data analysis on the snapshot, we discovered that 213 wallets share the same EOS public key. This could have been one single user with so many different wallets. Very unusual, but still plausible, given other weird things we've seen. After taking a closer look at the public key, it dawned on us that they've just used a public posted EOS public and private key pair. This means the public key used on 213 wallets was in fact the same, and the matching key was all over the web. The amount in these wallets exceeds 10 million at today's prices. Jeez. With an average of about 3,866 EOS, making it a total of 823,000 EOS. So I think what has happened is when people were registering the Ethereum wallet address, and of course going on the EOS.io, if you go on the EOS.io website, you were supposed to generate two keys, which is a public key and a private key. And the problem, I think, which has happened here, is people, of course, have not been sort of informative to this, and they have actually copied this off a website or a blog post or wherever it is they've got it from, and they've used it to actually sort of register for the EOS mainnet launch. So it says here what an attacker could have done. The private key for all the wallets containing 10 million worth of EOS is not private at all. As soon as EOS was launched, the funds could have been transferred out of the EOS mainnet. EOS has an amazing account security process, time delays, and even an arbitration process. However, none of these would apply here, and the funds could have been taken off network. So I think what would have happened here is, even if the mainnet launched the time delays that have been built into the software and arbitration process would not have kicked in anyway, because of course when the mainnet launches, I think there's quite a few things that probably has to be done first before everything starts running properly. So I don't think this would have actually taken effect. It says here, however, none of these would have applied here, and the funds could have been taken off the network. So I think they found this out, and of course they have fixed the issue on the snapshot process. It also says here, who is at fault? Clearly the people who use an EOS public and private key pair, they've just copied off from public sources and not generated themselves. So when you go to register your Ethereum wallet address on the EOS contribution page, you are given a private and a public key, and that is what you need to keep securely, obviously, to make sure that those are uniquely generated especially for you, and not copied off somewhere else. So if you're one of those people that perhaps maybe copied this off a chat page or a blog post or a tutorial video or wherever, you just need to check and make sure that this key here or these two public and private keys are not the same as yours. If it is, you need to re-register and make sure that you generate your own unique key pair, your private and public key pair, so that the funds do not end up somewhere they shouldn't actually be. So it says here, if yes, you need to act immediately and re-register after you have completed this. So after you have completed this, drop us a note. If you have not done this, the safeguarding mechanism will take over and apply a fallback method invalidating your registration. So if you don't actually do this, and the mainnet of course goes live, it will invalidate the registration. Okay, so if you have quite a lot of EOS in there, it probably will be invalidated, and of course you probably might even lose your funds. So if anybody's watching this, please try and check and make sure that the key pair that you have generated is none of these. Okay, because if it is, you need to re-register and make sure that you've got your own unique private and public key generated off the official EOS.io website. So anyway, this video was actually meant to be short, but I realized that I've gone on a little bit too much. So check out EOS Authority, great site, great blog producer candidate. They're really, really great in terms of the work that they are doing, and of course finding this out and sort of saving people of the EOS. Anyway, thank you for listening, and hopefully you can share this video around so everybody can avoid this phishing or scam or whatever it is you might call it that is going on at the moment. Also, I think there is a site that is going around claiming to be EOS.io, and it has a little sort of accent or a little sort of symbol on top of the EOS.io. Of course, the mainnet is trying to launch, and the mainnet is going to launch, hopefully, and of course, people are feeling a little bit lucky, thinking they might sort of prey on the vulnerable that might not actually be doing their own checking, and of course end up on a phishing scam site, and of course scam them out of their EOS tokens or something like that. So please make sure that you are checking and making sure you're doing the right thing and going on the official sites and generating the right key pairs, and of course registering your EOS tokens properly. It might seem quite daunting, but the process is actually quite simple. If you've got it in an EOS wallet, an Ethereum wallet, it shows you all the process, a Ledger Nano. It shows you how to do the process. Just visit the official EOS.io website and make sure you follow the process, and you should be okay.